Hello, you all. Welcome to this new edition of Lectio Musica, the place for great lyrics, great music, and great meaning. My name is Guilain Prince. I'm a Franciscan friar from Canada. Love rock music for a long time, especially hard rock, metal, and prog. Once a week, I stop by like this in my little office where I usually work. I come and I listen to a song that has been suggested to me. But right now, it's a special series. I'm working on the whole album, Dark Passion Play by the band from Finland, Nightwish. In this series, it's the fourth video out of 10, but the reason why it's already the fourth video and not the sixth, it's because I already did a few years ago, maybe 1 year ago, I don't remember precisely, a series that were called, the series was 24 Most Beloved Song of Nightwish. In that series, I did 3 songs that are from that album. So I already did The Poet and the Pendulum. It's Lectio Musica 70. I did Bye Bye Beautiful. It's Lectio Musica 97. This was the first week, 4 weeks back then. Amaranth, it's 71. So this is from the last series. Cadence of Her Last Breath, that was 2 weeks ago. Master Passion Greed, that was last week. So if you want, you could listen to these 5 songs before listening to this one, Eva. That's my suggestion, since this album is called A Dark Passion Play. So we will see, we will try to understand, to begin to understand at least the dynamic of the play. Let's call it a play. So this is what I do. Basically, I try to understand the album as an artistic expression. I don't personally do connection with the personal lives of the members. Sometimes I was tempted to do it in the past because with all these videos I'm aware of, because especially the fans, they know a lot about the members of the band. But personally, I don't go into that direction. I prefer to comment on the lyrics, on the dynamics of the album and everything. And if the member knows anything about the personal situation of the members, they just write it down here, and I learn as much as you do about what is implied sometime in some of the songs. Anyways, this being said, usually every video I do is a 3-part video. I have a lyric video, an analysis of the words, and after that, a live video. But in this case, I'll do a small exception. I will have a demo of the song is available with the singer, the male and the female singer, Marco and Annette. I listened about one second, and I fell on a section that was in parts. I don't know the quality. I don't know if the quality of the demo is nice, because a demo can be a lot of things. It can be electronic drums with keyboards and only the voices, the chord progression, but it could be very advanced. It depends of the work ethics of Nightwish. So I have no clue how good it is, but let's hope it's a good one. Second, I will react to a lyric video of the final studio version, and we will see the progression between the two. Thirdly, I will do a small analysis. I say short here because basically there are 2 verses and 1 chorus. So it will be very simple, very short. And section 4, there is a good audio version of a live recording in Worcester. I think this is how you pronounce that name. We will see if we will listen to it. The live videos have not been very interesting to what I saw, but let's hope it will be good. So please proceed to whichever section you want. It's very easy. All the images, all the lyrics, everything is up here, so you can proceed exactly where you want to go. Section 1, 2, or 3, or 4. So let's begin without further ado and listen to that demo accessible on the internet. So it's the first time, of course, Annette arrived after a period of in-between, and some of the song has been made by Marco during that period, and we can see sometimes recordings done by Marco. But this one, it's unique. It's a duet between Marco and Annette. Let's hope it's a good one. So let's go immediately into this one. Oh, already the classic instruments, clarinet. very interesting to hear that. It's a demo version, if I'm not mistaken. Troy is not in there. I don't. I will listen closely if in the next Troy will be there. If I'm not mistaken, keyboards. There are no real instruments, voices. I know that Thomas likes very much a voice keyboard, like a choir, and strings as well. I think it's keyboards. The drum, I think, if it's not the last one, it's very advanced recording. The guitar is advanced recording. It seems to me a very advanced demo, if it's a demo. Maybe they were trying to see what was the product of their two voices. They basically sing the same thing, but at two different octave. Here Marco sings as a baritone, and she sings as a soprano. So there's that was very beautiful. I understand why they didn't keep it that way. It's the phrasing, what we call le phrasé in French, is not exactly the same between the two. They don't put always the intonation on the same places. There are few parts where they sing not in unison. That probably they wanted to listen to what is the result of the blend of their two voices, and probably they would have written another voice for Marco or Annette. But it's very interesting. Now let's listen immediately the final studio version. It will be nice to compare the two. So there it is, ready to go. 3, 2, 1. The sound has been expanded, remixed. Until now, everything was there in the first one.
6:30 winter morn.
Yep,
Snow keeps falling silent.
works better.
A rose by any other name. Evil leaves her swan brook born. Kindest heart which
Second voice.
always made me ashamed of my own. She walks alone, but not without her name. Eve of life.
So the one who did the video of with the lyrics didn't do justice to the music. I'm sure of that already, because not only the audio file is compressed in MP something, so we lose quality there, but it's compressed as well at the volume level without proper guarantee. There's distortion in the last section that I'm certain is not in the original. It's too bad, but it was beautiful anyways. This is yeah, it's sumptuous. You have beautiful symphonic orchestra behind. It becomes extremely powerful. There is something powerful happening here in this song. The escape of Eva. And we will try to understand what's happening. It's not all that clear in the lyrics, but at least I think we can manage to make sense of the song. So there it is. First one. 6:30 winter morn, snow keeps falling, silent dawn. A rose by any other name, Eva leaves her Swanbrook home. Kindest heart which always made me ashamed of my own. She walks alone, but not without her name. Very early in the morning, while snow is falling, it's silence. A rose by any other name. A rose by any other name. Eva leaves her Swanbrook home. So here she's presented as a rose, a flower. She is a flower, but not with the, she's a rose, but not with the name Rose. Her name is Eva. So what is said by the fact that she's a rose? A beautiful flower with spines. The rest of the song doesn't suggest that. So I would suggest a beautiful scenting flower is an image of the beauty of Eva. The beauty, and we will see the candor, the innocence of Eva. I just ask myself if there is any connection from the little prince who has become familiar with a rose. The rose becomes the most important part of the little prince, and he had to get accustomed to the rose and the rose so that they get familiar to each other. I don't know if there's anything like that here, but anyways, she leaves her home that is called Swanbrook Brook. The Swanbrook is not familiar to me, but I suggest that it's on the countryside, very beautiful, a home by a brook, small river, in which there are swan, or there was swan. So to me, this image suggests beauty from the countryside. Now, it seems like an ideal home. We will see that it is not. Maybe outside it looks beautiful, but inside seems that there's something wrong in there. She has the kindest heart which always made me ashamed of my own. Of my own what? My own heart. So in front of her, I feel the distance between her kindness and my state in the heart. So she has the ability of revealing something in the poet's mind and soul. And what it reveals put the poet into shame. And it's not something new, always made me ashamed. So there's I would say, a knowledge, a long time knowledge of each other, at least, especially from the part of the poet. But this Eva made him ashamed for a long period of time. Now, she walks alone, but not without her name. That's interesting. She walks alone. We know that she walks from her home. That seems from outside to be, at first sight, ideal. But she leaves not without her name, not without her identity. That would suggest to me that she leaves in accordance with who she is. And she has to leave this place to keep being herself, to stay herself. Eva flies away, dreams the world far away. So she holds dear dreams, but these dreams can only be accomplished away from home. Why? Why is that? So for that, she has to fly away. Maybe to make her dreams true. Maybe because something in the home is blocking her dream. I don't know that. And in this cruel children's game, what is children's game here? Are we talking real children, or we are talking about adults behaving like children? I will suggest maybe it's the second option. You will see why. But anyways, there is a cruel children's game happening where? Is it in the home that she is leaving, that she's flying away from? Anyways, why is it cruel? There are no friends in that place to call her name, to know her true identity. So Eva flies away. She dreams the world far away. The good in her. Now the capital G, is on the site of Genius Lyrics, and usually this is Nightwish's version. So the good here for me, I would give it not a divine quality, but certainly a very high quality. In her will be my sunflower field. So the good in her will be for me like a sunflower. Now, maybe in English there is a meaning to sunflower field. What is the purpose or the use of a sunflower field? To be the sunflower field of mine? I don't know that, but I know what a sunflower. We have a lot of sunflowers around here, sunflower fields, and we are always amazed of all these flowers turned towards the sun. That direction in the morning and that direction in the evening. We are amazed by that, and it's beautiful, and it's turned toward the light. So for me, that will be like my orientation towards the light. That would be my take on this one. In my heart, the good in her is kind of like indicating the right direction. That's how I would understand it. What about you? Does that make sense for you? Now we go to the second verse. Mocked by man to depths of shame. Mocked to depths of shame. So the man is singular here. So there's a man who tries to send her to depth of shame. So if the poet was ashamed by her, in this case, there's a man crushing Eva, literally, to death of shame. The little girl with life ahead, so plenty of life ahead. There's not an equality relation at all in here. The man, in a way, keeps sending Eva to the depth of shame. That's really bad in a way. Now, for a memory of one kind word, she would stay among the beasts. So we can say that among the beasts there's probably this man, but he's not the only one. But if Eva had felt the slightest element of kind word, of kindness, which is her quality, main quality, she would have stayed in that world, but there's nothing. So it's this world she's fleeing away from is sterile of kindness. Kindness is precisely her beautiful quality. Time for one more daring dream before her escape. Eden beam, we kill with her own loving heart. That's a very beautiful line. Time for one more daring dream, because she dreamt of a way. She dreamt of far away, but within the house. So one last dream, as we can see, will make her leave. And before escape, Eden beam. Yeah, her dream is Eden beam. So within that house, I suspect, of beasts, her dreams were Eden beams. Little picture or manifestation of Eden, the paradise. So the only place that is beautiful in that house, that sounds like Eden or paradise, is her heart within a world of beasts. And this sentence, we kill with her own loving heart, is a phenomenal, because goodness is not something by which we kill or with which we kill, but something happens sometimes. When goodness appears somewhere, the goodness of the person can be the object of very, very harsh discussion. So I don't know if it's the intent, but we. So the poet considered that he is among the beasts. He is in the house. Who is the man then? Is it the same person? Is the poet at the same time the one who mocked to death of shame and the one who is ashamed? That's very interesting. Maybe it's the same person, maybe it's two persons. I suggest that maybe because they are beasts, plural, that the poet is one of the beasts and one of those who do wrong with the gift of Eva, the living one. So that's it. The chorus is repeated one time in the same key, and then after the solo, there's a key change with intensity a little bit, becoming a little bit stronger. So the structure of the song is it cannot be simpler than that. You have an opening, it's not even that long. You have one verse, one chorus, one verse, one chorus, and then you have a cycle of the chorus. It's not even a long one like this. It would be the cycle of one chorus, and then you have what we call in French a modulation. In English, they call this a key change. And that's it. That's the song. So after Master Passion Creed, the contrast cannot be stronger. It's impossible. And I think this is the very nature of Nightwish, being able to go from one end to the other, the capacity to explore everything, and we'll talk about this. I must say that in this kind of songs, Annette excels. She has the light, the fragile persona of this is, for me, this is perfect. There's nothing to do. Another singer would sing it very well, and I've seen that this song has been. There are covers of many female singers to do that song, and I'm certain that some of them are beautiful, but I have to say that Annette, in here, she is great. Now, the lyrics, apparently, it sounds a little bit like a fairy tale, but I don't think it is at all. I don't think it is. Who is Eva in the play? Because we're talking about dark passion play. Who is Eva? And how this connects to Bye Bye Beautiful, Master Passion Creed from one side, Amaranth, I see Eva in the same energy, differently, but very positive than Amaranth. But and as you know, for now, the Poet and the Pendulum always has the two elements, both strength, darkness, and kindness and delicacy, and yeah, we have both, like an opening should. So let's do a small analysis of the song. The beautiful contrast between the songs, the 5 first songs, is phenomenal. And after Master Passion Creed, this, I would call it Garden of Eden, with Eva and Eden being stated in the song, is like a healing moment. I see it as a healing moment after Master Passion. Everything bad went out, now time to heal, in a way. The raw, the savage, the angriness, energy of Bye Bye Beautiful, and I must say Master Passion Creed, and the beauty and positivism of Amaranth and Eva on the other side. So you have two things very clear. So to me, it suggests that there's a surviving candor or innocence, the good with a capital G, in a home full of beasts. Something tries to survive the house which is full of beasts. And this something trying to survive in a very harsh and difficult environment is a theme that we saw already in Nightwish in other songs. So this is not a new theme. It's very beautiful. For example, in Amaranth, you have I suggest that the Amaranth is the beautiful part of a person who is confronted to something very difficult from outside, and there's a quest for innocence in Amaranth. I think this is the same theme. I'm pretty sure that all of this is either describing a small environment where something beautiful is dying, or like in Amaranth, it could be all in the same heart. So the different characters are different parts of the same person. And here, it's as if the loving one, the living one is literally the etymology of Eve. Eva comes from the living one. It comes from the verb in Hebrew, which is to be, presence, to be alive. So life wants to get out of an unhealthy environment. It has to get out. Whether it's from a house, so closely knit relations, or it is in one heart. So it has to fly away from itself to find itself. So life has to find itself away from an unhealthy environment. So this Eva puts me to shame, the poet, but still, in a way, she's the guiding light, I will call it like that, the sunflower seed. This Eva is still the guiding light of the poet, even if the poet is put to shame. So I think it's wonderful. I think it's and I still love this way that Thomas has to evoke ideas, images without saying everything. And I love him for that. So Nightwish, in its strongest paradox, it's built, for me, Nightwish is built on a romantic heart of a poet. There's a romantic heart of a poet at the basis of Nightwish. But this loving heart or romantic heart will go through all the emotion. All what I wrote here is all the states of the heart, which means that you will have everything that a loving heart will live in all kinds of situations. So that's why you have such a palette of beautiful feelings and images. So Nightwish can go from the lovely ballad like this one to the harshest of metal rock, and you have it all. The emotions sometimes are raw, sometimes are, but never. It's a refined way to express things. It's not. These songs, most of them, have not been written in 5 minutes, and the arrangements, a lot of work. So again, Nightwish comes with an exquisite melodic sense. We saw Nightwish many times, even in very harsh metal, you will have a beautiful melodic line for the singer, and I think this one is one of their most beautiful melodies. And in fact, it's so beautiful that this melody can be repeated. This is one melody. You have one melody 2 times repeated in the verse, and almost the same for the. So basically, you have, I would say it like that, 2 major melodic lines, and it works. Some of the songs it works like that because the melody is so beautiful, so gorgeous, that you don't have to have anything else. So you see, even when he wanted to write a solo, Empu began by using the melody of the chorus, and then he goes up a little bit with a variation, but it doesn't add much to the melody. The second half, it's very simple because I think everything has been said. Now, for me, there is a sadness in the song. a sadness. Seeing beauty, kindness, having to leave home because it is apparently not welcomed, or has been driven to shame death, or even worse, we kill with her heart, with her kindness. So this is a very bad environment that reacts badly to a loving heart, to a living one. That's interesting, isn't it? Even to kill, like I said. So why there is no proper live version of that? I'm amazed about this. We will see what will be. At least I think the audio version of the one I got, you see it there. I will see how does it sound, hoping that it will not be bad. I didn't listen to it a lot, just a little bit, to know that wasn't that bad. So let's see what is that version, live version of the song. Let's see.
Snow keeps falling silent, a rose.
yeah. Yeah, it's a much simpler version, of course. It's live. Here it is saying 2007, so that's even before, if I'm not mistaken, before the album came out. Isn't that 2008? They say 2010, so it might be, well, maybe it was a single of some kind. Okay, well, there it is. We did it. Nothing much to add except that it's a very simple live presentation. I don't think there are any layers of pre-recorded material. Not at all. It's only the live instruments. Very simple, beautiful, beautiful, very nice. So there we are then, at the end of this 100 Lectio Musica. Next week it will be 101. The name is Sahara. Don't forget, reaction in English with subtitles in 8 languages. You have them all. Of the studio version with lyrics, the analysis of the same song, and a reaction to a live version. Hopefully there will be a live version next week. Premiere is always at 1:30 Montreal time. Look for your own time zone, the time according to your time zone. If not, you can just subscribe and click on the little bell right beside the subscribe button. You will be notified both when I will upload the video and just half an hour before the video presentation. As for now, very happy that we listened to a very different song right after a very distinct and different song. What a contrast. See you next week.